Hi guys, Chef Wu Can here today. How are you? Today is Monday. Well, today I want to show you one of another favorite classic Chinese American dish. That is the orange beef. Okay, I know I've got on this little rant with beef, but I want to appease every single group that I can, from vegetarians to chicken lovers to beef lovers, and I'm just covering the whole gamut. Okay. Well, orange beef. Now, most of you have had it in a restaurant, and basically it's fried beef mixed with a special sauce. And many of you are trying to wonder maybe what constitutes the sauce. Okay, now I want to talk to you first about the beef. Now, if you get a very tender cut of beef, there's no need to tenderize it, but the whole intentions of orange beef is for the cheaper grades of beef. The cheaper grades of beef has no marbling, therefore it's very tough, and a lot of restaurants buy the tough cuts of beef because it's so much cheaper. Now they marinate it, they tenderize it, and they deep fry it. And so by doing all those three stages, you get the tenderness of the tenderizing, you gain the crispness of the crust, and the special sauce you add, so you really can't tell of the grade of beef that you're really eating. Now for this dish, I don't encourage you to use good cuts of beef. Basically, I want you to use tough cuts. And when you get a tough cut of beef, basically, this is your tool to tenderize the beef. This side. This, a chopping board, and saran wrap. And basically what you're doing is you're cutting the beef into nice pieces, chunks, and then you're going to put the saran wrap on top of it, and then you're going to beat the hell out of it with this tenderizer. This side is for chicken and veal. So this side, it has the bumps on it, so it will break up the muscle, and that's how you make beef tender, by breaking up the muscle. Now since there's no marbling, it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be very tough, so you had to break up that muscle. So once you flatten it and you get it thin, basically you'll coat it with a little cornstarch. So I know you don't want to see it, so I prepared this ahead of time. And so this was one piece of top round. And I pounded it to this thickness, and I dipped it in cornstarch and set it aside. Now we're not going to deep fry it, we'll pan fry it. I'm trying to cut back on oil. I want you guys to eat healthier. So you make a whole batch, and then you refrigerate it, and it's all ready to pan fry. Along with that, our sauce. Now, I'm an advocate of real ginger. There's nothing like real ginger. I mean, if you don't have access to it, there's ginger powder. That's okay. And garlic. This comes shelled already. You may see a lot of these in the Asian market. They come in containers. I encourage you to get it. It's easier to do. You don't need a garlic presser. The ones in the store that are already ground up in a liquid, you're not going to eat. They lose a little bit of the flavor, part of the processing. So I don't tend to use that. The actual cloves, you can use those, but you got to peel it, and it's a hassle. So I usually get the ones that are unpeeled, and all we have to do is just smash it. For the sauce, the ginger, fresh ginger, a slice. Ginger is very aromatic, it goes a long way. What we're going to include here is soy sauce, and I'll show you the measurements. Brown sugar, white vinegar, and now this is a secret, and I want to let you know. In the heydays back then, they used to take the orange peels and they used to extract the flavor from the orange peels. And that was a very tedious process. Today, with technology, with chemistry, orange extract. I hate to say it, but it's quick and easy, and it's just as good, and you'll never know. They may throw in a couple orange peels, dried orange peels, to let you know that allegedly they could use the orange rind, but most probably they have this, the extract. And maybe if you want a little spicy, we can add a little chili garlic paste to give it a little zing, or sriracha. All right, so let's prepare the ginger and the garlic. Now, obviously, I like to use this or my cleaver. The cleaver is one piece of high carbon steel, so you don't have to worry about chopping bones, whatever. This will not fall off, so you don't have to worry about it flying over across the room. Make sure everything is sharpened, all right? And I'm going to show you exactly the sharpener that I use. I use a stone. I take the stone, basically dip it in water, let it soak for a little bit, and take it out. And then I sharpen the knives on this. This is 100 grade. This is 1000 grade, and this is, the weight is 6000 grade. And this gets it very sharp. Now, obviously they have all different types of sharpeners. Whatever suits you is fine, just as long as you make it sharp. Now, you may see a lot of people that have this. This is not a knife sharpener. Basically, after you sharpen the knife, you want to strain out any uneven edges on the knife, so you get a nice smooth cut. So you want to do it on both sides. But this is not a knife sharpener, okay? You just basically straining out any uneven ends that may have resulted in chopping or cutting, okay? This and this. All right? A lot of people think that's a sharpener, but it really isn't. Okay. So, we're going to take our knife, and you watch me, and we're going to slice the ginger really thin. So we're going to do the bear hug, the bear claw, and we're going to press it down on the ginger. Then we're going to lean the knife against our knuckle, and as we stroke, we're going to press down and forward, and the knuckle is going to be the guide. So we move up, move back a little bit, keep the knife pressed against the knuckle. But I'll make sure you always hold down whatever part that you're going to cut. Now there's always a chance that the item that you're going to cut may slide. So we encourage you to use a nice chopping board that is kind of porous, so it will hold the item down. And that's your ginger. It's very aromatic. Now we'll take the garlic. This is Stu's way, Chef Wu's way. Lay it down, hold it flat. Press it, push it, smash it, and push it. So this takes a fraction of the time that a garlic presser would be. Hold it down, but even though it's in minced pieces, you still try to control it. Lean it against your knuckle and just chop. And then wipe the loose pieces into the pile on your finger. And just put it in the dish. That's it. That's all the chopping that we have. Everything else is sauce. So now we're going to proceed to cook the beef. So what we do here is we want to make sure that the wok is hot first. And obviously, when I showed you the containers of white vinegar, the soy sauce, I want to show you this is the real way of cooking. This is how they do it in the restaurant also. But at home, we don't have time, cubby space to put all these things in it. So, you know, we're going to measure it with a measuring cup. Here's our cornstarch. We're going to add some water to it. So whenever you add water to cornstarch, this is called a slurry solution. And this will basically be your thickener. Now we'll add the oil. You may think we're deep frying, but we're really not. I'm just using half the amount. Put your hand over the heat. Now, I typically would be outside with my propane stove, but it's freaking hot out there. So at least I'm in the kitchen, the air conditioning's on, everything's beautiful. All right, so we'll keep it at medium heat. Now if you use a non-stick pan, saucepan, non-stick, we want to make sure that you use it at medium. It may take a little longer, but anything higher than that may ruin the coating surface. This is a natural high carbon steel. After many uses and after using high heat, a lot of the ingredients, the aroma, a little bit of it becomes part of the high carbon steel wok, and it becomes non-stick naturally. In China, everybody only has one of these. They don't have little saucepans, big pots, whatever. And we'll stick it in. And we'll go place it against Now there's a little thickness to this, so, but it's still going to be a little tender too. So it doesn't hurt to make it well done. Oh, and cheers. Have a great Monday. Now we're gonna take a little bite. Perfect. You want to have a little crunch, less chew. Now, at the end of the video, I'll explain to you what else you can do to the beef to make it even more tender. So everybody knows the secret to orange beef now, right? Well, you're saving $16, $17 for a dish. You just have to spend the time in the kitchen. And you can make it just like the restaurant. No special secret. You'll be able to gauge once you buy the top round, when you cut it into nice chunks. Always note that after you smash it with a tenderizer, it's going to spread out a little bit. So, you know, how many pieces can each person have? 3 or 4 pieces, if they're big meat eaters, or maybe smaller, 2 or 3 pieces. You can use that as a guide. Now when you take it out, there's really nothing much of it in terms of looks. My next video coming up is marinating right now, and I think you're gonna love it. Can't tell you what it is. I just want you to stay tuned if you subscribe. Many people ask, why do I have to subscribe? If you subscribe, YouTube has a way to notify you that Chef Who Can has put up another video. And that's the only intentions there. So if you like what you see, if you feel that I'm comfortable enough, that I'm explaining things nicely, and I'm pretty down to earth, please subscribe. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up. I want to thank all my subscribers for your loyalty. I do appreciate it. Now, with tender cuts of beef, you may not have to fry it as long because it'll be tender. With tender cuts, if you overcook it, it'll be tough. So we got 3, 6, 7, 9 pieces. Small family. Party of 2. Four people, double that, 20 pieces, as gauge. Now my orange beef is not based on slices. It's going to be based on nice pieces. And believe me, when you tenderize the beef, especially the tough cuts, that rigid side of the mallet, it really breaks down the muscle. So you can save a lot of money by paying for $1.99 a pound versus flank steak at $7.99 a pound. It goes a long way. And with prices going up as crazy as they are, I think it's well worth it. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is make the sauce. So we empty the oil, and we're just of the wok. We're going to just do a quick rinse here. Now we'll put it back on. So don't mind me, cleaning up after myself. Believe me, it's much easier doing a little bit at a time. Okay, so the water's evaporating. We'll keep this on medium. Okay, now we'll add some oil. I use a squirt bottle, so it's about 2 squirts. Put the ginger and garlic. Let it infuse with the oil. Keep it medium. You don't want to burn the garlic. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add equal portions of soy sauce. So we'll use about quarter cup. And a quarter cup of white vinegar. And about, I guess you would say, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Maybe 2.5. We'll add a dash of chili garlic sauce. And we'll stir it together. Obviously we'll add some water because it's very potent. And you don't have to worry about adding too much or too little. You could always revise it later on. So if you like a lot of sour, you can add a little bit more vinegar. If you like a little bit more sugar, you can add a little bit more sugar. And we're going to add our famous secret, the orange extract. So we'll add about three tablespoons. I like a lot of orange. And I'll add a dash of sesame oil. So you're going to have a great flavor combination here. Mix it. Let the ginger, the garlic infuse into the soy sauce, brown sugar, white vinegar, the orange sauce, the sesame oil. Let's taste it. Add a little bit more water. Kind kind of soury, vinegary. Now with the slurry sauce, we already mixed it in the beginning, but when it's sitting stable for a while, you just have to put your finger in and stir it up again. Now, with Chef Who Can, it's always hands-on. All right? Hands-on, getting your fingers dirty. That's one of the best things in cooking. Taste, feel the consistency. Alright, let's taste it again. Delicious. Alright, now we'll add the cornstarch solution, a little bit at a time. You don't want it to be too thick, and you don't want it to be too watery. So we might have to add a little bit more. This is what actually happens, you know, in a restaurant. A lot of times they run out of supplies, they have to stop and get the supplies. A lot of the shows on TV, everything's all pre-planned, everything is convenient, there's no misstep. But with Chef Who Can, never proclaim them a professional in terms of production staff. So this is down-to-earth cooking. I want to add enough cornstarch so that it doesn't drip off of the beef, but that it sticks to the beef. Now, I use regular soy sauce. They have light soy sauce, so obviously the color will be much lighter. All right. So I just want to let you know. Some add ketchup, and if you want, I'll add a little ketchup. So a little bit more. That should do it. Okay, now we'll add back the beef. Basically, it's a quick toss and turn. And it's ready. Now we'll plate it. So in the final analysis, here's your orange beef. Now, I personally love orange beef, but there's nothing like having a fresh bowl of rice, and I use jasmine rice, and here's the rice. Watch. Okay. Now, if you love the sauce, I have extra sauce, but I'm gonna take it. Cut a piece off my knife with my fork. This is always the best part. Wonderful. So wonderful. Take another piece. Last piece. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Now, I'll include my video in the description. If you get a nice tough cut of beef and you tenderize it, but you want it to be extra tender, okay? When you flatten it all together, right, it's all flattened, before you put the cornstarch on, add a little shao wine, add some baking powder, baking soda. So for this dish, use about a half a teaspoon of baking soda sprinkled on top of the beef. Use your hand afterwards and mesh it all together. Then set it aside in the refrigerator for like 15-20 minutes. Then add the cornstarch for the coating, and that should make it even more tender. Obviously, I'm telling you right off the bat that if you put too much baking soda on, it's going to taste like mush. All right, so just be a little careful in the beginning. About a quarter of a teaspoon, sprinkle it all over, and then use your hands and marinate it with the baking soda, and that should make it even more tender. But this it didn't require it because that tenderizer was really good at breaking up the muscle. So there's a natural way, and then you can use a little chemical, baking soda, to it. And I'll show you how baking soda is used in a lot of other dishes from a restaurant standpoint, because right now it's very expensive beef and you have to find ways to get more bang for your dollar. and it makes more sense now than ever before. So please subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be notified of all future videos that come out by me. Please give me a thumbs up if you can. Always open the comments. I appreciate your comments. And because it's summertime now, there'll be a lot of barbecuing. And you may not feel like cooking, so you might go out for Popeyes or, fried chicken. I have an Etsy site, and that's Chef Wu Can Collection.etsy.com. And so I have a crunchy garlic chili oil relish, as well as a organic raw honey, spicy raw honey. And you could add that to any dish that you want, any soup that you want, anything that you like, period. It will give it a nice hot, spicy flavor. Now you may say, well, why do I need hot, spicy? It's going to be so hot out. Well, contrary to what you may think, by having hot, spicy items in the summertime will open your pores up, and that's your way the body is cooling itself. So think about that. But my regular website is chefwucan.com also. I'm a food critic and food blogger. I have to update it a little bit more now because I have a little bit more time. And I have my YouTube videos. I have my critique of a lot of restaurants and takeout places. And I give them a rating. And I tend to be a little bit more down to earth in terms of I don't waste time. I just cut to the chase. Is it either good? Is it worth the money? And have interesting articles about new fruits, vegetables, a little bit about that and this. So it's if you have some time, you can read it. So it's chefwucan.com, and the other one is chefwucancollection.etsy.com. Remember, if Chef Wu can, you can too. So stay tuned with me, and I keep on coming. Tell your friends all about me, and I hope you feel comfortable watching me and listening to what I have to say. All right? Thank you very much. Aloha. Enjoy the hot weather. It's only Monday. It's probably going to get hotter. I don't know, but it's hot enough for me. All right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.